in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, "Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out," end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes.
According to the Associated Press article, on Wednesday, Johnny Depp in his Liable lawsuit won against ex-wife Amber Heard, awarding the Pirates of the Caribbean actor more than $10 million and vindicating his allegations that Heard lied about Depp, accusing her before and during their brief marriage. But in a split decision, the jury also found that Heard was defamed by one of Depp's lawyers, who accused her of creating a detailed hoax that included roughing up the couple's apartment to look worse for the police. The jury awarded her $2 million for that. The verdict brings an end to a televised trial that Depp had hoped would help restore his reputation, though it turned into a spectacle that offered a window into a vicious marriage. Heard, who was stoic in the courtroom as the verdict was read, said she was heartbroken. "I'm even more disappointed of what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously," she said in a statement posted on her Twitter account. "I hope that my quest to have the truth be told will have helped others, men or women who have found themselves in my situation, and that those supporting them never give up," Johnny Depp said in a statement posted to Instagram. The trial began April 11th in Fairfax County, Virginia, outside Washington, D.C., over a December 2018 op-ed she wrote in the Washington Post, describing herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. His lawyer said that he was defamed by the article, even though it never mentioned his name. The jury found in Depp's favor on all three of his claims relating to the specific statements in the 2018 piece. Throughout the proceedings, fans who were overwhelmingly on Depp's side lined up overnight for coveted courtroom seats. Spectators who couldn't get in gathered on the street to cheer Johnny Depp and jeered at Amber Heard whenever they appeared outside. A crowd of about 200 people cheered when Depp's lawyers came out after the verdict. "Johnny for president," one man yelled consistently. Greg McCandles, 51, a retired private detective from Reston, Virginia, stood outside the courtroom wearing a pirate hat and red head scarf, a nod to Depp's famous role as Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean series. "I do believe that there was defamation, and I do believe that it did hurt his career," McCandles said. "I think the jury heard the evidence and the verdict was just." Heard's counterclaims, jurors considered 3 statements by a lawyer for Depp who called her allegations a hoax. They found she was defamed by one of them, in which the lawyer claimed that she and friends spilled a little wine and roughed up the place to get their story straight and called the police. Sydney Porter, 30, drove an hour from her home in Maryland to show support for Heard. She said that the verdict was disappointing, but not surprising, and sends a message to women that as much evidence as you have of abuse, it's never going to be enough. The jury found Depp should have received $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages. But the judge said that the state law caps punitive damages at $350,000, meaning Depp was awarded $10.35 million. While the case was still ongoing about Liable, most of the testimony focused on whether Heard had been physically and sexually abused, as she claimed. Heard enumerated more than a dozen alleged assaults, including a fight in Australia, where Depp was shooting Pirates of the Caribbean sequel, in which Depp lost the tip of his middle finger, and Heard said she was sexually assaulted with a liquor bottle. Depp said that he never hit Heard and that she was the abuser, though Heard's attorneys highlighted years-old text messages Depp sent apologizing to Heard for his behavior, as well as profane texts he sent to a friend in which Depp said he wanted to kill Heard and defile her dead body. In some ways, the trial was a replay of a lawsuit Depp filed in the United Kingdom against a British tabloid after he was described as a wife-beater. The judge in this case ruled in the newspaper's favor after finding that Heard was telling the truth in her description of the abuse. In the Virginia case, Depp had to prove not only that he never assaulted Heard, but that Heard's article, which focused primarily on public policy related to domestic violence, defamed him. He also had to prove that Heard wrote the article with actual malice. And to claim damages, he had to prove that her article caused a damage to his reputation, as opposed to any number of articles before and after Heard's piece that detailed the allegations against him. The case has captivated millions through its gavel-to-gavel television coverage, including impassioned followers on social media who dissected everything from the actors' mannerisms to the possible symbolism of what they were wearing. Both performers emerged from the trial with reputations in tatters with unclear prospects for their careers. Eric Rose, a crisis management and communications expert in Los Angeles, called the trial a classic murder-suicide. From a reputation management perspective, there can be no winners, he said. They have bloodied each other up. It becomes more difficult now for studios to hire either actor because you're potentially alienating a large segment of your audience who may not like the fact that you have retained either Johnny or Amber for a specific project because feelings are so strong now. Depp, a 3-time Best Actor Oscar nominee, had until recent years been a bankable star. His turn as Sparrow helped turn the Pirates of the Caribbean into a global franchise, but he's lost that role. It was also replaced in the third Fantastic spin-off film, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Despite testimony at the trial that he could have been violent, abusive, and out of control, Depp received a standing ovation Tuesday night in London after performing for about 40 minutes with Jeff Beck at the Royal Albert Hall. Heard's acting career has been more modest, and her only 2 upcoming roles are in a small film and the upcoming Aquaman sequel due out next year. Depp's lawyers fought to keep the case in Virginia, in part because the state law provided some legal advantages compared with California, where the two reside. A judge ruled that Virginia was in an acceptable forum for the case because the Washington Post printing presses and online servers are in the country. Now guys, that is the end of the article. If you liked today's video, please give it a like. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. My body, I can't help but scratch in here.